All right, so yet another evening. We are on the 3rd of October 2019, 8:30 p.m. the mentorship live session. I'm down with fever a couple of days, so I'll be probably speaking a little slower than usual. Might be coughing, so I'm sorry for the disturbance. Please bear with me. Yet another mentorship live class. Thanks a lot, everyone joining in. Newcomers, welcome. As always, we will spend the first 10-15 minutes talking about the Nifty, and then, as always, we'll take up your doubts and questions. So, this is our usual chart, the weekly chart on TradingView. The blue channel holds, right? This is something that we drew almost a couple of months back, and we did get a bounce back, right? And we got resistance from exactly from the levels that we drew last week. If you go back to our last week's class, you would have realized that we drew this resistance zone, this one, the 11,600, 700, and that's from where exactly we have the short-term correction that we have seen over the last 7 days. So the ranges are working well. This is a good sign when your expected anticipation from the market works, or the market behaves exactly as per your anticipation. You've got a pulse of the market, which is always a good thing. So where are we heading? Let's do the top-down approach. Let's go back to the weekly chart. We are still in very much within our rising channel, and we did draw this yellow channel, which gives us resistance close to the previous lifetime highs of 11,990, 12,000 mark. So that's the intermediate level to watch for. The really good sign is the upper border of the blue channel, but that's a little far off. We'll not be talking about that now. 12,000. So that's the better scenario for the Nifty on the upside, provided we break above 11,600, 700. Now go back to the daily time frame, because the immediate resistances of 11,600 and 11,700 zone comes from this. So this is but obvious our upside resistance. And if you recall, I did mention that the index might come down because this was turned on a dime. This was pushed. This was not natural. This bounced back. So the index might come down to test its erstwhile resistances, which was over here. So we are looking at, let's use something like this. So we are looking at 11,200, 11,100. So let's do that. So I'm just going to copy paste this and use it here. And I'll say, sorry, 11,100 and 11,200. So that's the support coming in from the index. The erstwhile resistances will act as support. So we are stuck within this range from the short term. Now the important thing, or the interesting thing that has cropped up thanks to this sell-off, is a new channel. This is a slightly downward sloping pink colored channel that I have. So if you ask me, this is the channel within which the market is likely to stay from an intermediate point of view. Why I like this channel so much is because the lower border of the channel has got multiple tests, and it is going to give us support from this 10,800, 10,500 zone, which was holding the market exceptionally well. And on the upside, the resistance from the channel actually comes from 11,600, 700. So these horizontal zones of supports that we had drawn earlier combines or confluences beautifully well with this pink colored new channel. So that's why I like this channel. I believe that this channel breakout is what is going to decide the market's movement. We are still in an uptrend, there's no doubt about it. But we are coming off because of this sharp bounce back that we had seen. I think this is the consolidation of it. Concern from the bulls is if it slips back under 11,100, that is if it goes below this demand zone, that is somewhere here, that's not a good sign. If that happens, more than 50% of this move is done, then the market does not pay any respect to this news, which is not a good sign. So we will be again talking back to that 11,800, 600 zone. So I won't be surprised if it goes that way, neither will I be surprised if it goes that way, because I've seen enough of the market, so it's very little that surprises me nowadays, but just preparing myself in terms of levels. The lower time frame of 75 minutes does not give much clarity right now, because essentially it's these two demand and supply zones which is the crucial point. I don't have any possibility of drawing any channels with this fall, so I don't think I'm extremely bearish from the 75-minute chart. From the daily chart, sorry, that's the hourly. The daily chart, because of the fact that that big bounce back was a forced move, I'm facing a little issue with trading view server. It's taking a little bit more time than usual to load. Let me try going back to the 75-minute chart and coming back again to the daily. If that works, it's good, or else probably I have to hard refresh the page. I'll try that. I'm just refreshing the page. Hope that works for us. All right. So the 75-minute chart is stuck between this demand zone and the supply zone. And the daily chart, yes. And the daily chart is positive. I will not say that it's negative for sure. It is more positive. It's just that we are stuck within the zone. So strategically, continue to go with trades where you have the maximum amount of conviction. Strong uptrends, look for swing long. Strong downtrends, look for swing short. Keep your bias completely 50-50 in the market. Don't create a bias right now. I would create a bias once this pink channel is taken out on the upside or downside. We'd always wanted to take it out on the upside before the festivities are on, right? So before Diwali comes in, I think we can get some momentum going from the market. But as I said, I don't get surprised by the markets move nowadays any further. The levels, 11,100, 200 zone on the downside, good swing zones to buy. 600, 700, that's the breakout. And further down, 10,800, that's your support. So that's our take on the Nifty. All these levels are as per the cash market, the NSE Nifty cash market. So that was our view on the Nifty, strategically unbiased, and would go for swing trades, both direction, as long as the underlying trend is strong in the respective stock. Now, mentorship traders, feel free to ask your doubts